Hey folks, it's Gary at Stark's Warehouse here once again with a quick video update for you guys. Now if you have been following me on my Facebook page, you'll notice that I have actually started, I wouldn't say a different project, but just an updated version of the project. As you can see, I made an actual head cast of myself, just using plaster bandage and plaster. I'll post a link to the website which I found a tutorial off, so if you guys want to have a go of that yourself, you can give it a go yourself. But obviously I didn't take any photos or video of my progress of it, so I'll just link you to the page where I learnt it from. So we have a head cast of myself, see if it's a good likeness. Pretty good. Just to say, it's made out of plaster bandage, and I did it all myself as well. I didn't have anyone help me, so it was a bit awkward doing it yourself, but it just goes to show that you can do it yourself. Now what I'm going to be using this for, if you don't already know, is I have some clay on order. I have some w.e.d clay. Now w.e.d clay just stands for Walter Elias Disney, as Walt Disney Studios manufactured it for themselves to make the animatronics for the rides and theme parks and things like that. So it's basically, that's all it stands for. I do have some Chavant NSP medium as well. I've got £10 of that. I had to get this first and then ordered the w.e.d clay. I'm just going to compare them to see what kind of differences they are in them. Thing is though, the Chavant clay is more expensive than the w.e.d clay. The Chavant clay is an oil-based clay, which means it doesn't dry out, so you can leave it out for as long as you want and it won't dry out. You can always come back to work with it. The w.e.d clay, although it is a water-based clay, which means water-based clays do dry out. They become solid, just as solid as what this is here, but because it's what Disney made for them making sculptures, they formulated it so that it kind of has oil-based properties, so it does take longer to dry out, but it still will dry out eventually. But if you keep it moist, which is what this water bottle's for, if you keep it moist when you're not working on it, keep it covered up in a plastic bag, tied airtight, but sprayed moist, it will last longer, so you can come back and work on it so it doesn't dry out overnight. But yeah, I got £10 of the NSP Chavant, which NSP basically means non-sulfur plasticine. £10 of this cost me just over, I think it was about £46, including shipping, for £10 in weight. But for £50 in weight of the w.e.d clay, it was approximately the same price as this. So you get 5 times as much clay for your money getting the w.e.d clay, but once you've used the w.e.d clay, it is not reusable, but the Chavant is. I think that's about everything covered on the clays. Obviously, without mentioning it, this is going to be the clay is going to go onto my head cast to sculpt my own Iron Man helmet, and if that goes okay, try sculpting the whole suit freehand. I've just got some cheap cling film or saran wrap, whatever you like to call it. I'm going to put the saran wrap over the head before putting the clay onto it, so that it doesn't get stuck to it and cause a mess when I take it all off or put it on, because obviously you can see there's bits of plaster from the head all over the place anyway at the moment. This is an old toolbox of mine, what I've digged out. I'm just going to walk you through some of the tools I have. I probably won't be using half of these tools. I'll probably just be using probably, I don't know, a dozen or so that I get used to and I like more than others. But I thought because they're cheap, I might as well get them because they doesn't cost much at all. So first off, I have these stipple sponges. They're just little sponges that smooth out any of the marks that you make in the clay sculpture, just to make it a lot more smoother. So I've got a few of those, and apparently you can buy these from, they're the same sponges as what you get in aquarium filters. So I guess you can go to a local pet store and just use aquarium filters. And the top here I have these two kidneys. These are metal kidneys. One is serrated, got a serrated edge. You see that too well? Yeah, one's got a serrated edge and the other one has a flat edge. And basically these are just bendable for smoothing off all of the big clay pieces. If we open up inside, one of the main things with a wire cutter, now obviously this is wrapped up, but once it's unwrapped you just use it for cutting the clay, because obviously it'll come in a big chunk, so you use it in cutting the clay into smaller pieces. And obviously here we have lots of loop tools. Now as you can see, as I've told you, I have a lot of these tools, but I probably won't be using half of them. This whole kit here of, how many is here? 3, 6, 10 tools. Cost me around £5 including shipping. It's all different ones, so you can get lots of different shapes. So for £5 I thought, why not? The same with these. These cost around £5 as well. These are just rubber tipped tools. After watching the Stan Winston School of Character Arts video, I can't remember which one it was now, I thought I'd best pick these up because these look really good for carving and smoothing things out also. Let's take that off. I just got I can't remember the name now. One of these, anyway. It's meant for just like planing wood, but I used it just to smooth down the clay heads. I mean the plaster head sculpture after I mould it and cast it, just to get all the imperfections out. And also have this little set here. Again, this only costs about £5 including shipping. It's a little dental tools kit. And I thought for £5, if I do need any little points like those, or all double-ended, so you get lots of tools for your money. So all in all, just say this was about £5. That was 5 or so. So 5, 10, 15. That was a few pounds. The sponges themselves cost like 30-40 pence a piece, so they don't cost much. The same with the kidneys, cost maybe out 40 pence each. So all in all, it's pretty cheap, so I thought why not get them all. If I don't use them, it's no big loss. So there's my toolkit and my project, which should be starting this coming week, because the w.e.d clay should be getting here and I want to try it with the w.e.d clay. The whole helmet first, because like I say with Chevant, I've only got £10 of the stuff and I don't want to put the Chevant all over the head and then figure out I don't have enough Chevant for the helmet. So I figured I might make the helmet out of the w.e.d clay, see how that goes, and then try making the neck piece out of Chevant. See which works out better, see which I like better, and let's see how it goes. There's a quick update for you guys, just so you know what I'm doing and how things are going. So thank you very much for watching, and like I say, hopefully I'll be updating you this coming week when I get the w.e.d clay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.